What's going on, y'all? Your man Eric Wilson for the Sports Arena, but I'm always repping as the media director for the National Scouting Combine. Man, it's been, wow, I can't believe it's been already almost 5-6 months since we just had the last one, which means the next one is coming up right around the corner. So, to all my young studs out there, man, don't matter what position you play, offensive, defensive, it don't matter. The place you want to be is the National Scouting Combine in 2024 from January 8th through January 12th. Speaking of, I have a chance to talk to a gentleman who has had he's had some success after the combine. He's been traveling, doing a little bit, but he said he just got back home with his family. I wanted to bring him on just to talk to him for a minute. You might remember him, though. Offensive lineman, 6'1", from Bowling Green State University. My man, Mr. Jakari Robinson's in the building. What's up, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you for having me on, man.
Oh, man, it's a blessing. Anytime I get to chop it up with one of the brothers, man, especially someone of your caliber of talent, man. So, you know what? Just, man, remind the people not only who you are, but, just kind of been what you got going on, brother.
I'm Jakari Robinson. He already introduced me, man. Was 3-star prospect. Started my career off at the University of Cincinnati, going on 3-year starter. Got COVID mid-season, ended up transferring. Did a year at Memphis, and then finished off at Bowling Green. And after Bowling Green, came to the National Scouting Combine. That's where I met your boy Eric and the whole staff. And, I was able to make a lot of good connections that are still good for me to this day. Made some good contacts with different teams, with the camps, combines, and everything else. And, from the National Scouting Combine, I made the connections that helped me get signed to the Calgary Stampeders or whatever, where I just got released. I went in, had a good preseason and everything, you know what I mean? But they said I came up short on the American-Canadian ratio. But regardless, I was able to put some great film out there for the preseason, and I'm already receiving other interest. So I'm just blessed to be here. I'm just excited for what the future has to hold.
So, man, talk to me about your experience with the Calgary Stampeders, man. What was that like? Because, what is that training camp like, going from what you think you're going to get with an NFL training camp versus the CFL? Well, how is their training camp?
It was pretty nice. I feel like it was nice for me being broke in. Rookie minicamp, we only had 4 O-linemen. So I feel like I was able to get all my jitters out during that week with us not having nobody to sub in and all that. But overall, man, it was pretty great. I already respected the CFL, but just going out there and seeing the talent for myself. Like, for example, I was working with the Twos, and the Twos D tackle that I was going against almost every day, he was in the league for like 8 years. It's just so many guys over there that, even a lot of guys that's been in the league, got drafted, that, a lot of people are like, what happened to them? And the whole time they're just out here in Canada still doing what they love. So training camp was an amazing experience, man. My first professional camp, I got a lot better from the day I walked in, from the day I left. I got a lot better, made a big impression on coaches, man. So training camp was amazing, man. I loved it.
So, man, my man Jakari here, talking to him about his experience with the Calgary Stampeders. So you said the Canadian to American ratio. So kind of go a little bit deeper. For those who don't know, what does that mean as far as, because clearly you a talented individual, or else they would have never even gave you that opportunity and that shot. But they said because of the ratio was the reason why you were ultimately released. So what was that like?
So pretty much, I don't know the exact numbers, but, with everything, a certain percentage of the roster has to be Canadian. Instead of 11 people, they played 12 people on the field at a time. But out of 12 players, 7 of the starters on both sides have to be Canadian. And then even with that, out of like the 12 people on the practice squad, and 2 of those people are probably like international, half of those people have to be Canadian also. So, for certain people like me, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot of ballers and stuff up there, but like somebody like me, I had a great count. I had a pretty good count, and I just still fell short. They had players there who already had a name for themselves and stuff, and then they were also Canadian. So, it was just very hard. And then I knew, honestly, for me, another reason I was excited to go out there to accept the challenge is, in Canada, center and both guard positions are usually Canadian positions. So I knew going out there that it wasn't going to be nothing easy for me. But that's what made me kind of more attracted to the opportunity in general, though. So yeah, that played a big role, man. But I'm still grateful. I mean, even with that, I was still able to get myself on. If somebody gets hurt, then I'm one call away from being back there. That's if I'm not already somewhere else. So, but
Okay.
yeah, the Canadian ratio was definitely. I mean, it was definitely interesting. But I understand though, and I respect it because they're making sure the CFL, they're making sure that Canadians are well represented because it is a lot of talent out there also.
Right. Okay. So then my next question to you is, I know you back home with your family, with your wife and your baby girl. So what's next? Like what's the next obstacle that you got to overcome?
Right now, I mean, first, I don't know if you noticed the bag of ice or whatever, but second quarter of my last preseason game 3-4 days ago, I dislocated my finger like my first drive in. And me, I just told them tape it up. I didn't miss a rep, got back in there. So if I left a great impression on them with that. I guess just seeing me fight through the toughness or whatever. But next step for me, man, is just I'm back home. I took a few days off to just relax with my family because I had to remind myself that I did just go through a whole camp. And then tomorrow I start right back working out. So just getting in the weight room and working out because honestly, I mean, it's easy for me to be biased to myself, but I'll send my film out a lot. I was able to make like a little highlight tape of my preseason games, even though they can access that for whoever wants to sign me.
Exactly.
So with that being with my film and then with the impression I left on the coaches, I feel I'm not going to be a free agent for too much longer regardless. So for me, I'm just working out and training. I know I've already got some, I already told you I'm on the emergency list for the Stampeders.
Right.
I have some people who work for the Elks also put my name out there for the Elks if they have injuries. Right now, I'm already entered into the XFL draft.
Oh, okay.
And on top
Speak
of
on that, brother. Speak on that. Come on now.
Yes, sir. So on top of that, man, I got a great agent, Darren Wilson, and Undefeated Sports, his Instagram or whatever, and he's just networking me, man, just put me everywhere. So I feel like I had a good preseason. So now it's just time for me to make sure that, getting cut and people going home is so easy to lose focus. So I'm just making sure that stay focused, keep working on getting in the best shape of my life, and just be ready because I know that call is coming sometime soon.
Exactly. Man, my brother, I'm so excited to see what this next chapter is. You got to make sure you hit me up once you get through this XFL draft and let me know what's going on because, they got a team down here in Orlando that could use some help. I'm just saying because they was not good last year.
No doubt.
But my brother, Jakari, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, man. Best of luck in everything that you do. Blessings to you and your family. I appreciate you. And, man, listen, anytime you want to come back and talk to the young men about the National Scouting Combine and your experience and where it has led you, the door is open, my brother.
No doubt, man. I really appreciate you for having me on, and we definitely got to set that up sometime. I would love to talk about the Scouting Combine.
Oh, we definitely will. We're going to make that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my man, Jakari Robinson. He was in Calgary. Now he's back home with the family. He will be in the XFL draft, so I'm excited to see. Hey, man, when is that draft? Do you know exactly when that draft's going to happen?
The draft is supposed to be it's June 16th.
Oh, so, okay. So it's 10 days.
Yeah, sure. Because in the offseason, the XFL can expand their roster to 90, so they're gonna be able to draft. I say it's gonna be pretty similar to like an NFL format. So I'm just looking forward to hopefully hearing my name called and then getting to work. So I'm excited.
You know what? Hey man, I'm gonna watch it. You know what? I'm gonna make time to watch it, but I'm listening for one name. I'm listening for with the number. I don't care what pick it is. The XFL team selects my man Jakari Robinson. That's what I'm waiting to hear, brother. I already got goosebumps just thinking about it, man.
Yes, sir.
Again, much love to you. I'm gonna definitely holler at you, ladies and gentlemen. My man Jakari Robinson. He was at the National Scouting Combine this last year. The brother balled out, and the networking and his hustle is the reason why he was able to transcend himself to that next level. And now we see what the next chapter is going to look like. Your man Eric Wilson, Media Director, National Scouting Combine in the sports arena. I'm going to holler at y'all. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.
See y'all.